Yeah, I think for me, prayer is just a big part of it. And really, for me, my prayer is just wrapped in gratitude. I don't ask for anything. I ask for what is meant for me, and nothing more, nothing less. And that's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to pray for.
It's like, getting in the ring and getting punched in the face. Like the reason for discipline is so you don't get your ass whooped. If I don't show up for my body first, it will look for evidence that it's not going to survive this thing.
It's been a battle, dude. Like, the reality is, it's a really hard life path, and it's so rewarding. For me, it's different because I'm not just helping me play the music. I wrote it. My whole heart is in it and getting it to people.
The voice actually evolved only to sing. This opportunity for the vocal range to become the thing to sing in reverence to life. It's such a good reminder that, like, you get outside your house and you put down your black mirror and you look out in the world and it's like, this thing is incredible and humans love each other deeply and dearly.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Common Thread. I am your host, Scott Stone. And today on the show, I am honored to welcome back a man who doesn't just make music, he lives it. You know him as the voice, songwriter, and traveling force behind the band Satsang, Drew McManus. Over the past decade, Drew has taken an idea born on a transformative backpacking journey through the Himalayas and turned it into a global music journey that has now surpassed over 84 million streams across all platforms, connecting with listeners around the world through honesty, heart, and relentless touring. From navigating a difficult upbringing and sobriety to building a life as a touring musician, devoted dad, martial artist, and full-time creator, Drew's story is as inspiring as the songs that have soundtracked thousands of moments for his fans. Today, we're diving deep into the 10-year anniversary of the album The Story of You, the record that helped ignite this remarkable path, and talking about what it took to launch it, the roads he's traveled since, and the evolution of his music and life. Drew, welcome back to the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Common Thread. I am your host, Scott Stone, and I'm here with a very special guest and close homie, Drew McManus of Satsang. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Happy to be back, dude. Super happy to be back. The Common Thread. That's such a good name for a podcast.
Yeah, it hit me. It used to be the Embracing Human podcast, and I don't know when it hit me, but it was like, no, it's called The Common Thread, and it's the distillation of the commonalities that we have as humans, but also, these labels that we walk around. And then also this aspect of, like, every person I get on the show is like such an epic human. And I started to want to distill down the common themes of discipline and of spirituality and of commitment and all these different things. And maybe that's where we start, because we were just talking about discipline of what does that look like coming into your life and finding this higher level of self-respect.
Man, it's funny because I don't think much of my my routine, but my fiance would tell you so differently. Her version of how ridiculous it is. I wake up at the same time every morning. I wake up at 6:37 every morning, and then I have a drink that I make that has like hydrogen and some lemon juice, some creatine. I make this morning beverage to like rehydrate myself in. And then when that's done, I drink my egg whites, and then, I go to the gym. But yeah, so I lift, I'll do 20 minutes of steady state cardio and then the sauna for 20 minutes. And then I start my day. But all of those things have to happen before I can start my day. And I've been doing it for so long, man. I just don't, there's nothing about it. Like we were just talking about, I just don't, it doesn't feel like a really disciplined practice to me. The days that feel weird are on Sundays. I don't exercise. I let myself have the day, and that's like the shittiest day of the week for me. Because I'm like, I have this thing that I do, and I do it kind of the same way. But yeah, I don't even think about it. I think the thing for me, and in that also is mixed in. I read this whiteboard behind me, and I do my daily Stoic journal. Man, when I'm sticking to those things, I just seem to really never run out of creative energy. And like the times in my life where I felt kind of like, meh, or like I can't make a thing, it's when I'm out of that routine. So like for me, the more I, do the yoga and lift weights and run and do the sauna and journal and do all those things, when it comes time to write, bro, it's just like I can just literally turn a switch on. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. When you said that, you said, like I wake up, and when you said 6:37, I legit was like, he sets his alarm for 6:37.
6:40 is a bit late, dude. 6:30 is a bit early.
Yeah, right.
Those extra 7 minutes make a world of difference.
That's actually the whole practice, guys. Is 6:37 is the time of the yogi. But when you said it, right, of drinking your morning cocktail, drinking your egg whites, and then I go to the gym, and then I start my day. And when you said, then I start my day, what I heard in that was like, the first hour and a half of you waking is your body routine. Mm-hmm. And then when you start your day is the ego, the Drew, the persona that comes on of like, okay, now I can let this thing come through me because my body has been tuned to a practice where it's like, you don't just go out and play a show and not tune your guitar. Yes. Like that would be ridiculous.
Great analogy. Yes.
Yeah. And I wonder how many people see it as, this thing that I'm doing for my body versus this thing that I was told to do by this podcast or this Instagram post that I've got to meditate and I've got to say these mantras and I have to do these affirmations and that's going to make me something. And it's like, whoa. This isn't about making you anything. If you already don't know who you are, don't pass go, don't cut $200. Like, let's start again.
Yeah. Start somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, and what's funny, I like the way you said that, is like the tuning. Because without a doubt, there's always a moment when I'm lifting weights where it's like bing, and I'm like, oh, and we're on. Mm-hmm. Like the rest of it is kind of autopilot, and I'm not really quite with it. And then there's some magic, like weird halfway point when I'm lifting weights that I go, okay, oh, I'm awake. Okay, cool, we're here now. Mm-hmm. Like everything is syncopated and we can move onward. And then when I get out of the sauna, I know you're a big cold plunge guy, dude.
Sauna's great too.
My practice is when I get out of the sauna, there's a shower head right outside at the gym that I go to, and I turn it as cold as it can go, and then I put my head under there and I hold my head under there until until I can gather my breath, until I'm not going, until I can slow my breath. And for whatever reason, dude, that's another one of these like weird moments in my morning where like as soon as I turn that water off and like dry my head off, I'm like, holy fuck, all right, we up. Like now we're up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's another way to look at it, right? Is like rituals. Mm-hmm. It's really not discipline. It's like a series of rituals that help me be the best version of me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting when you were talking about that. The reminder I've said before was like, if you don't survive your thoughts, you'll have to survive your life. And in those moments when you put your head under that thing of like, oh my God, this is going to kill me. Like, it's like, getting in the ring and getting punched in the face, like the reason for discipline is so you don't get your ass whooped, right. And finding this why to cultivate of like, why am I doing this? Because if I don't show up for my body first, it will look for evidence that it's not going to survive this thing. Mm-hmm. And, in today's day and age, you pull out this phone and...
dude, I'm not sponsored by them, but I have to plug them.
Do it.
There's an app called Zen Screen. I was finding myself getting pretty darn angry, bro, about the state of the world.
Yeah.
And there's an app called Zen Screen. So I'm allowed, my phone allows me to open Instagram 5 times every day for 5 minutes.
Wow. Yep. I love that.
Yep. And then every time I go to open it, it says, are you sure? Or are you distracting yourself? And I can either
That's Zen Screen?
Yep. And I can hit Nevermind, or I can hit and it'll tell me, right, you only 5 out of 7 opens have been used, bro. This is number 6, And then it won't let me I put a bunch of websites on there. Like it won't let me look at Facebook on my phone but it's just kind of a way, I guess that maybe it's an area that I don't have any discipline. So it's a way that can police myself of not, I literally can't doom scroll. I have enough time to post something and then enough times throughout the day to come and respond to comments and interact with my fans.
I love
Which is really what Instagram should be used for me anyway.
100%.
I don't, I'm a sensitive guy, dude. I'm not made to, to see the shit that's on Instagram these days, dude.
No.
It's not good for me, man.
No, same.
Yeah, I've been trying to limit that, but yeah, shout out Zen Screen.
Noted. Yeah, I got to put it on both my phones and my iPad too, apparently.
Yeah.
Put it on my burner and yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love that. And the commitment that you have to stay committed to the mission, because it's so easy to get hijacked by that's the thing I see more than ever. It's like if you're nervous, like if you're posting about a lot of the stuff going on, there's a good chance. This is my judgment. You can come for me if you want, but this is my
I know
judgment.
I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I agree with you
Yeah, like your
100%.
your
Go for
nervous
it.
system is just hijacked. You're not
Yep,
even
they got
you're a
you.
puppet.
They
It's
got you.
like yeah, and it's really tough because I don't agree with any of the stuff that's going on, and also like that's not my mission to fight. Like
No,
I'm
and
very
there's
clear.
also an endless amount of nuance and things behind the things and
Yeah,
geopolitics and things that are so much deeper than the surface level thing.
yeah,
And most people don't want to have those conversations. So if those conversations can't be had, then I'm not interested in them. And no one
hmm
wants to have them. So I'm
yeah.
just not interested. It does. And, you know, so I think it was my most liked story ever. But I also got a bunch of like shitty messages. I just had put up like, hey, I've been intentionally quiet about what's going on in the world right now.
I saw this.
Like, because there's everybody, we just have this, everyone thinks everyone gives a fuck about their opinion. So every time there's something going on, every single person with a phone, which is everybody, has to go give their 2 cents. So I had just said, you know, me being quiet about all of this shit is intentional because I don't want to be another person clogging up your feed. But I've also seen other artists, resurfacing old songs and being like, when you're out protesting, listen to this, or like, doesn't this thing fit with the current?
Oh yeah,
And I'm just like, you icky motherfucker, man.
yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
yeah.
You're using this as an angle to like circle back some old music of yours. Like, get fucked, bro.
Right.
Man, that
Is your
and just makes me want like, and when I had said it makes me want to smack you or something like that.
oh
And it does not like beat the shit, but yeah, like smack you,
yeah,
dude. Like smack you
yeah.
on the back of your head, like a dad would smack his
Right.
his child that just threw a baseball through a window.
Right. Is your nervous system dysregulated because of the genocide in Palestine? I've got a master
I
class for
got
you.
just the track for you, dog. So fucked.
Sign up for my course. You're like,
Yeah.
Jesus, bro, get out of here.
Yeah, so but no, man, it's funny because I don't know, man. I'm in a really good sound space right now. And
Mm.
I feel like because of the Zen screen and the being home and able to lock into my routine and stuff, I kind of feel like there's this bubble around me of like
hmm
I can't really be fucked with, man.
Yeah.
I've just set
Yeah.
up too many strong perimeters.
I love that. Well, on the note of good sound, one of the main reasons we're here is to discuss the 10-year anniversary of the story of you. And so first, I just want to say congratulations to the millions of streams that you've gotten on this message and the journey
So
that you've gotten to go
so
on with it.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, I was looking at it. Like some of these songs have tens of millions of streams.
Yeah, so collectively, my manager did the math a while back. It's like 84. I think it's like
Wow.
84 million, yeah,
Wow.
across all of the platforms with YouTube and Google Play and
Yeah.
iTunes and Spotify, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that record sounds like dog shit to me, dude. Like just as a musician, I get the I get that the lyrical content is what people really love and I don't want to trash my own shit, but just as a musician, I'm like I put out such cool stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting thing for me to be like, because a lot of these songs I haven't played in a long time, so I'm
hmm
actively practicing them for this
Yeah.
tour, and yeah, sometimes I have these moments where I'm like, oh, I get it. It is a pretty good tune, and then and then I have these other moments where I'm like, why do people like this? Like why do people
hmm
like this? Only a couple. There's on that record, All for One and We Are Free. They're so long to me,
hmm
but my brain used to think every song had to have three verses and a bridge. I'm like, bro, these could have been 3.5 minute songs, but they're 6 minutes long. But it was funny. When I was just in Hawaii playing those shows,
hmm
um, Thrill of It All. I hadn't
hmm
played that in years, and what was so funny was I was like, "Oh, that would be fun to play." Every show these days, as soon as I would start it, people would start cheering, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you guys." I wouldn't know if you like this song because I haven't played it in 5 years, So
hmm
yeah, no, it's a crazy thing that it's 10 years old. It makes me feel old too, but
Yeah, it's it's like the conscious movement generation, like in a way, grew up on this album. You know, like it was foundational for a lot of the movements of, you know, these festivals, Project Earth, Wookiee Foot, all these different things that I'm sure you know, frequented.
It's so weird to hear you say that, dude.
Yeah, and you know, to see people now in similar shoes to you having kids that are listening to these songs.
Yeah, I just caught up with an old friend of mine that I like grew up with last night, and he was like, yeah, he was just talking about how weird it is. Like, it's so weird that this is what you're doing, bro. Like, this is pretty much, you just always said this is what you're going to do. It's so cool that that's what you're doing. But no, yeah, to hear you say that, to be like, wow, this is one of those foundational albums during the like kind of formation of that scene. Man, when I wanted that so bad. You know, I just remember hearing all of those other artists that were kind of in that genre when it, for lack of a better way to say it, when it really felt like this unified thing. Like we were kind of this new wave of the 60s. I remember being backstage at one of the first pyros, and it was me, Trev, Nako, Dustin, Tubby. Everyone was there. And we were all joking, like, dude, this is like our era's Festival Express. And then we all were kind of joking, like, oh, well, you know, Trev's like David Crosby, because he's got that airy voice. And we were all kind of like going around of like, you know, who is which character, you know, and yeah, you know, it's so cool. It's so cool to me to look back and, yeah, just kind of in awe of it, because it all kind of seems like it was so long ago, and then it also seems like it just happened.
Totally.
You know, it's really reminiscent of like raising a kid, where you're like, I feel like you were just a baby a minute ago, and now you're. But yeah, dude, a lot of memories have been coming up, obviously, because it's a pretty constant topic of conversation.
Any favorites that come across the airwaves?
Man, Grow. I think the thing I love about Grow was it was kind of one of the first tunes that I wrote where I was like, this shit's dope. It was like one of the first songs I wrote where I was like, this is a good song, bro. You know, like it was like, I was like, this
one
really,
of my favorites.
It really encompasses your style. There's like this hip hop element that I've always kind of had in anything I make. You know, yeah, I just really love that. And then Thrill of It All too, because it's like, you know, there was the era when this record came out and we were touring and playing for like nobody. And then there was the era before that when Satsang wasn't a thing, when I was writing these songs. You know, I wrote Thrill of It All on the top of a mountain pass in the Himalaya, you know, years prior to me recording that song. So, you know, it's just, yeah, there's these funny whispers, man, sometimes of like, I had this moment with Greg where last summer we were touring and he was really, dude, it's the fucking 10-year anniversary's coming up. And we listened to Life Goes On. Oh, it's going to make me tear up. And in that song, I was like saying like, this is what I'm going to build. This is what Satsang's going to be, you know? And we were listening together and he's like, dude, I mean, you fucking did it, bro. You did exactly what you said you were going to do in this song. So we're like having this moment together, you know, and then my daughter, when she's 8 years old, sings on that song. And she's now 19 and she's coming on tour with us in April to take pictures. You know, it's just like, what the fuck, you know? So Life Goes On, to answer your question, I think is my favorite, because I just am like, that to me was like my manifesto of what I wanted this thing to be. And I listen to it now and it just chokes me up, because I'm like, you fucking did it, dude.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I want to talk about the thrill of it all, right? The idea of, you know, doing it for the thrill of it and sitting on that mountain pass and calling that prayer in years before the world ever heard it. And what has it been like for you as an artist to I mean, that's what we talked about in the last podcast, was to do it for the mission above all else, you know, and to stay true to that, and to also have the capacitance to feel the thrill of this whole thing.
Yeah, you know, that it's been a battle, dude. Like, the reality is there's just it's a really hard life path. And it's so rewarding too, you know. Me and the boys, many men that have played with me, we've all had different kind of analogies of what it's like. And For me, it's different because I'm not just helping me play the music. I wrote it, and it's, my whole heart is in it and getting it to people. Um, yeah, man, I've never really had a serious inclining to quit. I think I had a couple cries for help where I was like, just wanted someone to tell me to keep going. So I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. But yeah, the reality is, man, I just knew that I was for it, and it was for me, that it was a genuinely zero doubt. God created my being and my story for me to be in a position to do exactly what I'm doing right now. So it's like, I had this insane thing happen when I sat in an ayahuasca ceremony for the first time. The spirits explained to me that when we send people here, we give everyone a thing, but most people don't find their thing. They spend their whole life looking for it and they don't find it. And you found yours super early. So for us to balance the scales, we had to kind of fuck up your story a little bit. Like, because you found your thing so early, we're like, well, that's not fair. We got to like fuck some shit up in his other parts of his life, So it's like, this really affirming thing that like, no, this is your calling. That's why it's been hard. That's why it's been weird. And I just have always surrendered back to that thing, man, over everything.
I love that. When you say thing, are you referring to music or guitar or what?
Yeah, well, for me, it's more the writing of the songs and then the delivering of them.
Got it.
Because the thing that I figured out, music has always been that thing for me that saved me. I listen to, I guarantee my Spotify puts everyone else's to shame. I'm listening to music from the time I wake up, and it's always on. No matter what I'm doing, I'm listening to music, and it's just literally carried me through unimaginable heartache and hardship. And I always knew that I could be that for somebody else. So for me, the affirmations, especially off this record, man, some of the stories that people have told me about I Am, I mean, I think we all want to have some sort of impact while we're here. And from that one song alone, there would be no way for you or I to quantify the good it's done.
Yeah.
Because it being like, this person being like, the countless people that I was going to commit suicide. And then I heard this song and I didn't, so, okay, cool. So that person didn't kill themselves. So now someone has their brother, someone has their dad. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, dude, the homage deserves to be paid. As old as these songs are to me, I think I kind of like stuck my nose out at it for a while because sonically it's not impressive to me. But, the reality is the spiritual work that these songs have facilitated on such a mass scale is like so humbling and so beautiful and so deep.
I heard once that the voice actually evolved only to sing. That, body language, or like communication is like 93% body language, intonation, inflection, like all that stuff, and 7% is the words we use. And so this opportunity for the vocal range to become the thing to sing in reverence to life, and like, when I heard that, I was like, wow, like one, get clear with the words I use, but two, like sing, whether it's the name of God, kirtan, but just music in general. It's like, it's all to God. I was in an ayahuasca ceremony. I was at Greg's farm, and I remember, the Taita was singing this stuff, and these dudes are like, like to make like noises, and I'm like, man, like we're just a bunch of things just praising God, over and over, all over the planet. Just this like in the Maloka, in the middle of the jungle, just like throwing it up for Holy Spirit.
Creature. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that is what this is. This symphonic reverence for whatever the hell put us here.
Yeah, that's a beautiful notion. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, especially in the jungle. It's such a funny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a trip. Like Remember Ja, I wrote after hanging out with Uncle Joe and Trevor, and it was the first time I went to the Big Island.
Mm.
Was when I wrote Remember Ja. So when I was just down there last month, being back in Puna with Uncle Joe, that was like part of the thing, was like having him come out for his birthday, and
Yeah.
we just spent a few days together just fucking around,
Yeah.
And God, dude, I love that so many people don't know him. He's such a pivotal figure for me. And he's just this weird son of a bitch hanging out on Maui, like, but he just played such a crucial role in me believing in what I was doing and putting me in the right place to do it, and he was always there for advice, and a lot of times it was delivered in a way I didn't like. Yeah, man. Yeah, there was times where I was very, very burnt out, and he would just well, you asked for all of this. And I didn't ask for it, bro. I begged for it. I prayed for it. I prayed and begged nonstop. Please give it to me. Please give it to me. Please give it to me. So he's like, you're not going to, I had said I was burnt out, and he kind of chastised me at the fire. And then I came back like, fuck you, man. Like, how dare you minimize what I'm feeling right now? Like, you don't know. You don't travel like this. You don't know. He's like, no, you're not going to sit by my fire and curse God for him giving you something that you begged him for. Like, not at my fire, bro.
Wow, what a gangster.
I know. He was like, no, You begged him for this shit, and then he gave it to you. You're going to come sit at the fire and, no, bro, not on my watch. And,
wow.
Set me straight. And he's done it a few times. So, but yeah, it's just a super nostalgic year for me. It's so cool.
Yeah. On that note, Remember Ja, and what does that look like for you to come back into union with, whether you want to call it God, life, or otherwise?
Fucking God, man. Yeah. No, it's so huge. It's the first thing I do every morning. I swing my feet off the bed and pray and say thank you for all of it, for everything I have. I have most of what I prayed for when I was a child, and the other stuff that might not be there is probably coming. But yeah, I'm so blessed. Yeah, I think for me, prayer is just a big part of it. And really, for me, my prayer is just wrapped in gratitude. I think people get prayer mixed up. I don't ask for anything. I ask for what is meant for me. And nothing more, nothing less. And that's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to pray for. Give me exactly what is meant for me.
Yes.
Because that might be being paralyzed from the chest down, so I can encourage, a fucking bunch of people to,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, and then with music, for me, I went through a weird phase in 2022 and 2023 of, I had pretty much lost all reverence for playing. There were shows where I had fun, where I was having fun playing. But it had just become such a business. It had really gotten away from me. And my power had really gotten away from me. I forgot that I was in charge. So I was just being worked way more than I wanted to be worked, and I was, had a lot of people to take care of, and a lot of my decisions were less about me and more like, well, the boys need work. Everyone needs money. I'm fine, but everyone else needs money. So for 2 years, I was kind of doing I didn't really want to be doing anything I was doing it for everybody else. And, when I stepped away from that and kind of took an elongated break, I didn't play for like 3 or 4 months. I didn't even touch my guitar. And then, slowly but surely I was coming back to it and remembered how pure it is. That like, yes, this music is what pays my mortgage and feeds my kids, but like also, this is this pure source of light for me that has always been there. It is the deepest thing I've ever connected with, and it's been with me since I was a kid, and I knew I was going to do this since I was a kid. It's always been the light at the end of the tunnel for me. So for me, the prayer and that gratitude is keeps me connected to that thing, and this reverence and awe of it, that like I can sing, I can do this. I have, and I get to watch other people be touched by what I'm doing, and I just started getting real present, dude. And I've had some fucking moments during shows in the last 18 months, dude, of like locking in with somebody and being like, okay, all right, I see you, and I'm with you, bro. I'm gonna ride this thing with you. Because I see you crying, and I have no idea what that thing is, dude, but I'm going to lock in with you, and we're going to do it together. So, of just realizing the spiritual nature of what I'm doing, and that the rest of it is all superficial and bullshit.
Yeah, no, I love that. Something I think a lot about lately, because it really impacts my coaching work, but just also what you just said, right, is this witnessing aspect. Right, this aspect of us getting to witness another human along their journey and what can end up being a very raw and tender and vulnerable moment, and saying, hey, I'm right here with you. I was talking with someone yesterday, and he's going through a separation, and I was like, hey, dude, like, I'm right there with you, man. And he's like, it's so hard. And I was like, yeah, and it's even worse when you're doing it by yourself.
Brother, I was just telling a friend of mine the other day, yeah, I mean, kind of my thing was like, it could always be worse, which no one wants to hear. But when I was going through my divorce, that was the thing I said all of the time to myself. Some guy who has no friends, who has no idea what his purpose is, who doesn't remember the last time he had a deep conversation, is also going through a divorce right now. And he doesn't have homies, he doesn't have a community, he doesn't have this artistic outlet. He's just in that motherfucker. And to have one person be like, hey, I'm right there with you, is like, it's enough to get you through, and there's a lot of people that don't have that don't have deep enough friendships in their lives to have someone be right there with them. So it's like, man, I think that's so huge.
Yeah.
And for me, that a lot of times, bro, the only thing that was right there with me was the music, man.
I was gonna say, like, my assumption is that your music finds, X, Y, or Z human, male, female, whatever, on the journey, and they're in a lonely space, and all they have in that moment is the music. And for you to speak directly to them of, how do you build community, and how do you find belonging, and how do you cultivate a relationship with God? What does that build-up look like?
It's discipline. Where it's not in our nature to to pause before a meal. Thank you so much for the life of whatever critter is on this plate, and to all of the hands that harvested the food that got bagged up and shipped across the country and then unbagged in my house and put on this plate. Dear God, thank you for making such a perfect system of human beings willing to do X, Y, and Z for me to get to be here and eat a motherfucking meal. What? 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 There's some dude that woke up this morning that's picking strawberries for me right now.
Yep.
God bless him.
Yes.
And so for me, it's the discipline of right when you wake up, for me, that's it. Right when I wake up, I pray and I say thank you. And then I have to text my friend Mo. We're coming up on, no, November was 1 year. So we're over a year of texting each other 3 things we're grateful for every morning. He wakes up at 6:30. I wake up at 6:37. So we hit each other like right at the same time. And so, it's these practices of, and it's particularly hard when you're going through hard shit to stop and pause and find something to be grateful for. Working hands and feet, not having chronic pain. Like there's something, having shelter that I can drink out of my faucet. There's just any number of things. So for me, that connection to God comes only through gratitude. Only through gratitude and acknowledgement. And that takes discipline for us because we're not wired that way anymore. We are not wired to stop and pause and be in reflection and awe. What a perfect realm we exist in, that we can eat that we can drink, that our body takes nutrients out of food and turns it into energy. What the fuck? But you're, and these motherfuckers over here fucking throwing rocks at cops, or, you know what I mean? Come on, guys. All of you. I've been so, I don't want to get too off topic, but Jordan Peterson wrote a book before anyone knew who Jordan Peterson was. The notion of the book is this idea of, he got really depressed, and he's studying anthropology, sociology, psychology. And he said, I'll never forget the first time I heard him say it. He goes, well, it hit me one day after studying the Gulag and studying Nazi Germany that the soldiers that ran Auschwitz were humans, and I happened to also be one. Mm-hmm. And how the fuck did that happen? Mm-hmm. So this book is about how a brain and how a people can be tricked and programmed to care about all of the wrong things, and to be angry about things that don't really matter, and essentially be tricked into sacrificing their very well-being for some cause that doesn't really benefit them in any way. I feel like that's what we're seeing. It's the highest rejection of gratitude. It's focusing solely on things that are wrong. It's focusing solely on things that need things thrown at them or screamed at. I'm just not with it, bro. I'm not with that shit. I'm over here dancing in the motherfucking miracle that I open my eyes and draw breath. Mm-hmm. Fuck all the other shit, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm over here. I'm upstairs, dude. I'm not with it.
I'm right there with you, man. It's, I was saying something yesterday to someone of like, we eat food and it becomes the cells of our bodies. Like, that's magic.
Literal alchemy. Literally alchemical magic, dude.
One of my favorite quotes is, science is just magic explained. Yes. We don't know what the fuck this thing is, but we figured out a way to describe it so that we can wrap our measly human brain around the miracle that is life, and
100%.
Just get back to that reverence of the Almighty.
Dude, and the other thing, I travel a lot. More than 99% of the population. We get along so good. If you're only, and I see that, especially people that live in a place like I live, their whole script of what's happening out in the world is off their phone. And I'm like, it's really not like that.
No.
Like, people are holding doors for each other and saying hello. Old ladies smile at me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It isn't. Mm-hmm. It's actually not this crazy, chaotic, violent shithole. Like, it is what you make it, man. And I see so much more good than I don't, so yeah. No,
I love that. And it's such a good reminder that, like, you get outside your house and you put down your black mirror and you look out in the world, and it's like, this thing is incredible, and humans love each other deeply and dearly. And I was sitting in the coffee shop today, and this grandma was playing with her grandson, just bopping this like 1.5-year-old on her, and she looks up at me and we start smiling. And I've never noticed this woman before, and just the way it was. And she looked at me and she goes, "Where's your dog at?" And I was like, "She's at home. I got work to do today. My internet was out." And she's like, "Oh, well, maybe we'll see her later." I'm like, you've been paying attention to me.
Yeah, she's watching, bro, because she's not staring at her motherfucking phone, dude. She's out in the world.
She's playing with her grandson and looking at shit.
Yeah, man. The yoga studio that I go to, especially the morning classes, there's lots of ladies with babies there, and they have like a little childcare thing. So every time I come out of yoga class, there's all the teachers who didn't teach the 2 classes that were just going on holding these adorable babies. It's like it's my favorite part of the morning. Is I get done with yoga class and walk out, and there's just like 5 babies.
Yeah.
He's sitting there gassing it up, dude. Yeah, man.
Fuck goat yoga. We need baby yoga.
Baby yoga. Hell yeah.
It's better than baby Yoda. Man, I love that, dude. I love the way in which you've cultivated like a well-rounded life, like you have, because the thing that I've often heard you tout is you love being home.
I do, and it took me a long time to build a life that I love being home at, And what's funny too is the dichotomy of me. It's not weird to me but you know, the music would suggest. I love when I meet people and they're like, "You are not what I thought you would look like at all." They picture a guy that looked like you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? With like long hair, and
Yeah.
that's what they think I'm gonna look like. And then when they find out that I'm a boxing, Muay Thai, and MMA coach,
Cowboy.
you know, yeah, bro. And I live in Southwest Montana, and I'm covered in tattoos, and I'm fucking 200 pounds, and I lift weights, and you know, very hyper masculine lifestyle. But what's also cornered with that is, you know, this deep, hilarious relationship with my son. And my fiance would tell you, you know, I'm a little puppy. But what's funny is the people that know me through music would not think any of the things about my real life, and the people that don't know I make music will be like, nah, bro. If he's in anything, he's in a fucking metal band. You know, it would be like, if anything, that dude plays bass in a metal band. That is not a singer songwriter. That's an intense motherfucker. Because if you only know me through as a coach, yeah, you would be like, no, that's an intense man. You know. So I've just learned to love that dichotomy about me. I used to fight it. I think I used to be like, well, what am I? If I sometimes I feel like I'm this, and other times I'm like, bro, you're all of it. You're all of it. You're all of that. Yeah, and embracing that.
Yeah, just on this note of meeting people, like I've had multiple people, friends and people on social media message me once I put out the story about us recording, and they're like, one of my friends a couple days ago, he lives in the UK. He's like, bro, I just saw he's touring in the UK. I am so excited to see him live. And I'm just curious what it's like for you to, you know, jump the pond and go spread your music to new folks.
Dude, that one escalated so quick. I was looking for a European agent for a while. And we had a guy, because right before COVID hit, me and Trevor were supposed to go do a very long European tour together. And then he, like many other human beings, started having children during COVID. So we ended up not rescheduling that tour. But no, we found this European agent, and he said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "I don't know. I've never been. So like wherever you think I would do well." And now we have this monster month-long tour. And then in May, I'm going. In May, I'll be playing a festival outside London, Glasgow, and Scotland, and then I get to go to Dublin. And my family is Irish. I'm very, 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 very Irish, second generation American. So, cannot believe that I get to go to Ireland, and then my guitar is what took me there. So, yeah, I'm gonna hang for at least a day, and soak that up, because you know it feels super cool and heavy to me. And then yeah, bro, I get married in August, and 6 days after the wedding, I fly to Europe for that European tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy year, dude.
Yeah, fire horse, baby.
I'm kind of dreading the start of it, because right now I still have another pretty much 2 months off. I have like a week of shit in March, but you know, I still have a couple months off. But once the thing starts, it's on. Like once I start that tour in April, it's pretty much fucking go time until next Christmas. Yeah, until I come back to Hawaii.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait, man. That's gonna be a great time. We'll get some more time to chill and drink some ava and kick back. Yeah, let's talk that tour a little bit. So 10 years of the story of you. So your plan is to play the whole album front to back?
Yeah, there's a couple songs that I don't want to play. But I might not play All for One. You know, the thing that's tricky with old music is I was a kid when I wrote those songs, you know. And All for One is I'm just bitching about the system, man. Fuck the system, man.
It's on brand these days.
I know.
You ready to go viral, bro?
Yeah, dude. And I just listen to it and I'm like, dude, shut up. But other than that song, yes. And I'm really excited to play all of the other ones. Like right now, I haven't played that song live in at least 10 years.
Wow.
So I'm really excited to play that. I'm excited to play all of them, man. And I'm excited. I've never designed a stage before. So me and Greg have kind of designed an idea for a stage. So we'll have like an actual stage design, and yeah, I'm really pumped for that. I'm really pumped for that. I'm excited for it to be for people to feel it just when they walk in before the show even starts, to be like, oh shit, okay. You know, I really want it to be special because not all of them, but I'll be drastically limiting playing these songs, you know, moving forward. So it's kind of my last hurrah with them. I'll always play I Am, but some of the other ones, you know, I'm like, it's time.
It's a shelf.
Yeah, I've been playing them for 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm ready to not play them anymore. And I have so much new shit that I'm working on, but no, and then what's so cool about that first leg of tour, which is all West Coast, my dear friend Drew Korf, who's done media stuff, pretty much all of my media stuff the past couple of years, he's doing the first week. My daughter is doing the second week, and that is the week of her birthday. And then my fiance is doing the last week of the tour, of that leg of the tour. So I'm like super excited, and Pops will be with us again. He's gonna be driving the rig.
Love that.
I know, me, dude.
In Europe as well?
No.
Okay, I was like,
No,
wow.
in these 2 U.S. chunks.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm super stoked.
Yeah. Oh man, what a time. And I love to hear these new firsts, right? The new firsts, both of the European tour, but also of the set design and like just getting your hands into some new things.
Yeah, I just want it to be a vibe, dude. You know, the record means a lot to me and it means a lot to other people. So I don't want it to just be like, yep, I'm gonna come sit on a stool and sing these songs for you.
Right.
You know, I want people to feel that
Yeah.
I want it to feel intentional, you know.
New merch too?
Yeah, I actually just got the proofs for the merch last night, and I like
Ooh.
it. I like where we're at with it. The first batch was not good, so I was like,
Try again.
I completely was like, okay, let's scrap all the ideas that I sent you, and then with these new ones, they just fucking nailed it. My merch company's really cool, but yeah, all new merch. We're working on a little zine type thing that's going to be like a little magazine thing that's like journal entries from mine in Nepal, old lyric sheets, super old pictures. My boy Drew is designing it, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited for people to have that thing, and really excited to sign that thing for people and be like, dude, I mean, that's kind of the whole story. You know, that's kind of how we got here. So enjoy it. You know, yeah, pretty rad.
I love that. It's so funny when you said zine. I was like, I thought they're called zins. And how's he doing a collab?
We're doing a collab with Zen. It's an 8 milligram. They don't have those yet.
it's the Montana Boys.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, actually, that's a great place to take it. You know, before we jumped on here, you were talking about just this new evolution of you and what you've been committed to over this year, and how, what'd you say, you haven't used nicotine since this year?
Yeah, dude, there was a few things that I've been saying I was going to do for a while, and I don't like that. I actually loathe that, in myself and others. It's like, well, don't fucking talk about it, be about it. Like, because I'm, you know, the striking coach at the biggest MMA gym in the state here, people all of the time, and I think they might just say it because they want to say something to me. They're like, man, I'm going to get in there and start training, or I've been meaning to get in there and start training. It's like, no, you haven't been meaning to do it, or you would have done it by now, and we're open 6 days a week, and I would have seen you by now.
Apparently all you're doing is meaning to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I had been saying that I was going to start doing 20 minutes of cardio. I was going to start... I saw this video of the lead singer of Sum 41, how he gets ready for tour. It's him jumping around in his studio and singing along to the songs. And I was like, I'm going to start doing that every day, where I'm going to, like, with this new music, it's super wordy. So it's like, I want to be able to move around because I won't have a guitar. So I want to be able to move around, and I'm quitting nicotine. Because I've been saying I was going to do all 3 of those things for a long time. So starting January 1st, I just did it. And then I had this place that I bought chew for a long time would be like, every time you got a roll of chew, you got a free thing of Zins. So I would always be like, yeah, okay. And then when I quit chewing, I'll have these Zins. But that first morning, that like first craving, I was like, well, I don't want to stay addicted to nicotine. Like, that seems counterintuitive. I was like, I'm just going to tough it out. And then by day 3, it was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm not, no more of that shit, dude. I'm almost 40 years old. No more. I need to, fuck that, bro. Get that shit done.
Oh, I love that. I love that, man. I'm so proud of you, both for just your commitment, but also just choosing to not make excuses.
Yeah.
You know, like, because it's so easy to pick up a side bitch of like, oh, I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes and get a vape. And you're like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Like, so you just like shifted a little bit. Great. And no judgment. I mean, there is judgment there. I'll just own it. It's just like, you know, just call a spade, you know, like it is what it is.
Now you still smoke, you just don't stink.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Great.
Well, and that's the same thing. I have so many friends that are like, oh man, I chewed for years. And they chew fucking 2 cans of 6 milligrams Zins a day. I'm like, well, for me, the issue is like, I don't want the nicotine to raise my resting heart rate or constrict my blood vessels. Like for me, like, you know, nicotine has like a mild nootropic effect, but I'm like, yeah, so does fucking reishi mushrooms, dude. And that doesn't.
So does meditating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yeah, I want to quit the thing that's bad for me. And like for me, on tour, when we were on tour in Florida, it happened twice that we left the Airbnb because me and my girl went down there early, and then me, her, and Greg just had like a couple days to fuck around. But it happened twice where we left the house and I forgot a can of chew, and I was like, we're literally going to like the grocery store, out to eat, and then back to the house, and I'd be like, we gotta stop at a gas station. I can't not have Copenhagen in my pocket. I don't even know if I'm gonna take one between now and getting back to the house, but I can't risk going 90 minutes without, you know what I mean?
Right. It's like my phone. I can't feel my phone in my pocket. Like,
yeah. It's like, dude, it was so whack to me. I was just like, oh, you're a little bitch, dude. You're like, this thing has whipped you, bro. Like, this thing got you.
Hitching post.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just, I kind of made that decision, was like, okay, well, I'll make it through this tour cycle, but New Year's Day, dude, it's done.
I love that. Yeah, so what's that new iteration of Drew that you're birthing? You know, he doesn't consume nicotine. He's doing cardio. He's jumping around and singing. What else is he calling in?
Man, I just, this new music that I'm working on. That's like the other thing that's so funny is this dichotomy of celebrating my very first record while also finishing up a record that is hands down, unequivocally the dopest shit that I've ever made in my life. Shout out Matt Williams. You know, I had reached out to him on a whim and was just like, hey man, I know you're always making shit. Send me stuff, you know. Just if you make a beat or something, send it to me. And man, the first one he sent was the song that became a song called No Rain, No Crop. And then he sent another one and it became Still. And then he gave another one. I was like, hey bro, let's just run this shit. Let's just make a record together, bro. Like, clearly you and I are like, and then I think we had 3 or 4 done or something like that. Me and my fiance went down and we stayed with him and his family for one day and 5 hours in the studio together. That first night we got in there at like 9 p.m. and he's like, oh, let me show you a couple beats real quick. I wanted to wait until we were in person to show you these. He showed me one, dude. 90 minutes later, we had a finished song.
Wow.
So me and him are fucking locked in, bro. Like something very divine about our relationship. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited at festivals this year, and there's shows that I can't talk about yet, but we have some very huge shows this summer, and I'm real excited to play this new music, dude, because this new shit is the most me shit I've ever made. Like, the lyrics are so honest where I'm at, and in reverence to God and in reverence to my son, and all of the shit that actually matters to me. I feel like I wrote a lot of really good songs, you know, for All Right Now and this other stuff, but they're all me observing the world rather than observing the spiritual minutia that actually makes my life great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really spiritual record, and it's just dope, dude. Like, coolest production ever. I'll send you a bunch of this shit when we're done.
And not to say in a similar vein or even genre or production style, but what I hear in this, Drew, is it's so you. It's like when Trevor made Blue Sky Mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And
his version.
Yes. And what's so funny about that, what I'm hoping, I've given this, I've shared the music with enough people whose opinions I trust, that are like, dude, this is that shit. But we also never know, because when I made the album Culture, man, I spent $40,000 of my own money, and I believed in it so much. I still, to this day, I don't like listening to my own music. On a long drive, I'll put that record on and listen to it front to back. It's that good to me.
Wow.
And none of those songs really did well. But I think this, I promised God that I would make him this thing. And I can't wait to see what the return on that is. Because I promised I would do it. And I'm doing it. I'm almost done with it. So to release it and to put everything I have and that I'm gonna have into touring it and actually getting it out there and shamelessly being like, yep, yes, I said what I said on that song and I meant exactly what you think I meant, and that fucking is what's up, bro. And if it ain't for you, then that's fine, because I didn't make it for you. I made it for him. And if you like it, dope. And if not, then I fulfilled a promise to my creator, and I'm good. I'm good when I go. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I think everyone's going to really love it, dude. I have yet to play it for someone that has any reaction other than like, JoJo was tripping, bro.
Really?
And then when we went to Chris Berry's house, I played it for him on these big PA speakers, and it fucked him up, So. So I'm like, I'm really banking that my friends weren't just like, okay, let's really gas him up right now,
If you were at a low point, that'd be one thing, but you're riding high, so.
Yeah, so I'm so excited about it, man. I'm so excited about this new shit.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting, just in the 10-year anniversary of the story of you, it's interesting as you were talking about this and how embodied this is as your message. It was like you're writing the story of me. Mm-hmm. It's actually about Drew this time around. Not that those songs weren't, but just the full embodiment of, whether it's individuals like Nipsey and just your walk of life and just how it, my guess is how it came through you is I'm really excited to hear it.
Yeah, it's just the culmination of a lot of stuff. And for me, I've always written like a rapper. Like if you listen to Grow, Even I Am, I mean, most of those songs, they're hip hop verses. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I had, on the first record, there was a really good balance of me singing hip-hop verses. And I feel like I've found that in an even doper way on this new shit. Like, some of the coldest shit I've ever written, bro. Like, there's verses in that I've, I'm rocking this shit all of the time. And it's all my son wants to listen to.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if I can write a verse that makes me be like... And there's so many lines in this new record where I'm just like, bro, stop, knock it off. So yeah, man, I'm excited, and I hope people, I just hope everyone receives it, and like can actually lock in and listen to it rather than be like, oh, this is different.
Mm-hmm. Not to create expectations. Any idea on time frame for its release?
Yeah, I think by August. We'll start releasing singles in June. And then, hopefully released by, I don't know, because the European tour is still the 10-year anniversary tour. But in November, we'll go play the first shows to support the new music. So maybe we'll wait till then. Okay. October. Release it on my birthday, maybe.
Ooh, what's your birthday?
October 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That might be cool.
Yeah. That would be tight.
Which is so weird, dude. That's the funniest thing about this business, is this like, because I don't want to take momentum away from this other thing. It's like, I'm sitting on this thing that no one will get to hear for, 9-10 months. And it's so hard because I just want everyone to hear it right now.
Right. Right. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think when you were saying on the last podcast, there were songs in Storm Chasers that you sat for years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were different because I was like, man, I don't know if I should release these. Just because they were written during such a funny period for me.
Sure.
This shit is all just fucking bangers, dude. They're all so good.
Love
Um,
that.
yeah, and just really trusting that fluidity. It's been cool to, um, something Carl said to me one time. He's like, you're really great at what you do, but I don't think you realize like a thing that you really do is curate a room.
Mm-hmm.
You're really good at picking the right guys for the jobs and being like, they'll get along. He'll bring out this in him. He'll bring out this in him. I just love people, man, and I can read them like a book from across the room.
Mm-hmm.
And what's been really fun working on this project with Matt is you speaking life into him. He's one of the most talented human beings that exists. And I see him kind of, well, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, you do. The fuck you mean? Yeah, you do. You have better taste than anyone I know. Like, lean into that. Don't ask me permission. Do some wild shit. And if I don't like it, I'll tell you. But right now, you're undefeated, bro. Every time you fucking, I have an idea. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, no, run that shit. Every time you've shown me your idea, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? That's so nasty. So it's like, that's been a cool thing too, is watching Matt, like, trust his taste, bro. He's so nasty, dude. He's so ridiculous, dude.
I'm so excited. Is Caesar going to be on it? Or are you going to
No,
release
because
that?
yeah, I think
It's
I'm
like
just
out of vibe.
so out of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Maybe a hidden track. That'd be a crazy hidden track.
That would be crazy and drag.
Yeah, maybe.
Go, everybody listening to this, go see a show, which apparently won't be the 10-year anniversary tour, but go
I'll
see
play
a
it on
show.
that.
Okay, yeah, go hear this song because it's so good.
Yeah, and actually, it is the lyric wise, it's completely on
Totally, yeah.
with the rest of the record. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll think of a weird way to liven that up.
Yeah, that's a
Ooh.
doozy.
Yeah, I'm gonna think.
The wheels
No,
are
I
turning.
love that song, man. That's one of my favorite things I've ever written. That's really the only song if some people are talking when I'm playing. I'm like, motherfucker.
Stop.
I'll go in the bathroom and play it by myself. I want to hear me play this one.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. It's such a good allegory too, the story of the woman at the well, and it's a great, metaphor for you quenching your own thirst, or it quenching your thirst, I say.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love that idea so much because we are thirsty people, man. God, when I think about that, when that shit, bro, my girl, God bless her. I mean, bro, for months, Scott, every 15 minutes. The thing with thirst, babe, is that it's like at a cultural level, we're thirsty. She's like, no, I get it. I know. You explain it to me 3 times a day. And then you're like, right. But then also, Jesus is on the cross and they offer him a drink and he says no. And then he finally says yes and they put the vinegar in his mouth. So in that moment, Jesus goes, yeah, you know what, y'all? Psych, I get thirsty too.
Right.
I was just like so caught up in this metaphor. It just, it just ravaged me for a while. And then, you start catching yourself like, man, am I being thirsty? Like, why am I craving this? Why do I want this? Is that going to quench me? Or is that going to be like, quench me for like 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a thing I ponder a lot because I'm a thirsty sumbitch too.
I mean, it takes a big man to admit that, as a human, to just
Yeah,
say, hey,
we
I've
all
got
are.
wants. 100%.
Yeah, we're messy.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. On a separate track, given the 10-year anniversary, who do you want to give, shout outs to of just who helped you along the way?
Man, my manager, Matthew, he's been with me, he worked for free for a few years, man. And he previously had a partner and there's just, yeah, without telling a super long-winded version, there's just been so many iterations and changes and Matt has never wavered. There has never been a question where I'm like, is Matt with me? If I texted him right now and said, hey man, I'm scrapping the Elohim project. I want to do a trap record. He'd go, all right, I'll email some contacts and, see who could help you brand it. He wouldn't be like, listen, man, here's the thing about trap music. Like he is fucking, I could tell him, this is what I want to do. Okay, man. All right. I'll figure out how to make it happen. Carl, me and Carl's relationship is not, we don't talk no more, which is sad. I've reached out to him a couple times. There's no universe that exists where I don't love Carl. And the appreciation that I have for him riding with me for the years that he did, and trusting me. There were times when I don't think he really wanted to be doing the shit. And I talked him into toughing it out, and I know it made his life substantially better doing that, being in Satsang. But I'm so grateful for him for being such an amazing partner in creating all of this music. I mean, me and Carl made The Story of You, in my old office with $100 mic and $100 interface. And Carl, I think we might have made it even on GarageBand, and Carl knew how to okay, well, here's how we put a fake drummer in there, and I think this is how reverb works, and Carl went from doing that shit to Carl is a world-class producer and engineer now. I'm so proud of him, and I'm so grateful for him, regardless of if he wants to talk to me or if we ever talk again. I love him, and I'm so grateful for him, and I pray for him all the time. Yeah, man. My ex-wife, God bless her, she rode with me so hard, it was not easy starting this thing. It was not easy for her, and she, it fucked her life up. It fucked her life up, and she rode really, really hard for a long time. And I'm so grateful for her, because I absolutely could not have done it without her. When I first started touring, man, I had such bad separation anxiety from her, because I had never, I don't have no memories of my mom hugging me or nothing like that. So, leaving the one person that had shown me love and affection, it was really hard, and she just always really encouraged me to stay on my shit. And then everyone that's fucking shared the music, because IAM's never been on a fucking playlist. It's never been on, you know what I mean? It's never been on a curated playlist. We didn't have a label, no publishing, none of that shit. So all, 84 million streams of that record are from people sending it to their friends and shit. Yeah, that's all you guys that are listening.
Yeah. I confidently say I can speak on behalf of 84 million people and say we love you and we love your music, Drew. Thank you for
Thanks for fucking with me.
Yeah. A couple more questions and we'll wrap up. First one is a new one on the common thread, which is, what's the thread you're pulling on lately?
Man, I feel like there's with the cardio thing. I always hated cardio, but now I'm finding this thing of okay, well, it was going to be 20 minutes, but could you go 25? Could you go 26? I feel like I didn't want to go to yoga last night. I don't usually do yoga at night. I do it on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. But I was like, why? I don't have my son. Why shouldn't I go to yoga? Going and doing cardio and then lifting weights and then going to yoga, that's a shitload of stuff to do before 10 a.m. And I've been making myself do it, and then I've yet to regret it. But yeah, there's times where I'm walking into the yoga studio after having ran, sauna, and lifted and being like, damn, dude. But I feel like that's the thread I'm pulling on, is I'm trying to see how much I can lovingly push myself. I'm not training myself into injuries or fatigue or it's fun. It's fun and playful right now. Let's see how much you could do more, bro. And I love that. I'm my best version of myself when I'm doing that.
I love that. Yeah, that physical body one, man. There's something real deep in there, and that's something I see in a lot of the people on this show, is they are masters, not slaves of their physical universe.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Well, there's this weird line where your body tells your brain, I can't do that. And then your brain tells your body, well, actually, I'm in charge of you. You don't actually get to tell me anything. I tell you. And I'm saying we're going to keep running. So keep her moving. I love that thing of like, oh, my body's trying to tell my brain that it's done. And then I'm like, yeah, but you're only saying that because we're at like 10% output. That you're trained to do this because you think you're on a triggering system that says, well, judging by the trajectory, you're going to kill me. Because the body does not know that it's actually going to go here and then it's going to level out. So that first initial, like, I don't think I could go anymore. It's literally your brain, your body telling your brain, like, hey, dude, at the rate that our heart rate is going up, here in like 15, 20 minutes, it's going to explode. It doesn't know that it's going to level out, you know? So it's like, just trying to tell you that you're going to kill me. So, yeah, no, I love playing that game these days.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Next question. What are you looking to weave with this this new stage of your life, whether it's with your fans or otherwise?
Gracefulness. I am in mental, not just physical, but also mental preparation for the schedule ahead. You know, when I look at it all as one thing, like when I look at all of the tour dates on one image, it scares me. And examining why it scares me because in previous times in my life, that amount of work would fuck with my mental health and make me feel like I wasn't valued as a human being, like I was an indentured servant. And, you know, so what I'm trying to weave right now is just this, like, not just physical discipline, but mental discipline to stay in that place of, you signed up for this. This is the work. This is the service work of what you were put here to do. It's not, you're not going, I have to go play all of these shows. No, you're going to show up for the spiritual work that you were put here to do by your maker. So, you know, trying to keep preemptively be like, yep, there's going to be times when we're tired and we didn't get the sleep we wanted, or we're homesick, or we miss our son, or this. But ultimately, my son has the greatest mom ever. He's completely safe and fine whether I'm home or not. My fiance also will be 100% fine. You know, everyone's fine. I have to go do this work because I made a deal with the big guy that I'd do it. So off we go. So yeah, trying to maintain mental health and be, you know, yep, and you're going to get sick probably. You're probably going to have a cold on one of the tours, and that'll be rough. But you've also done that, you know, 20 sometimes now. So it's like, it's totally chill. Everything is fine, you know, and staying in that place of, you know, not letting it eat me and being like, nope, I'm in control of this because I asked for it and created it and said yes to all of it.
Yeah, and I'm going to go find JoJo at Drum Circle. I'm going to record a little video for you just to send you, hey, motherfucker, if you're doubting it right now, you fucking asked for this.
Bro. Yeah, man, I was so salty when he did that. Yeah, it took like 6 months for me to be like, oh, he is right. I was kind of mad at him.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. So funny. Okay, I have to go back to a question that I wanted to ask earlier, but it just came back because for whatever reason. This is so off topic, but I was thinking of when you play your shows and you're like, hey, everybody, you know, if you want to go buy some merch, it directly contributes to my son's Lego fund. And so I was curious what his favorite Christmas gift was.
Brother. Well, so here's the funny thing about my son. So he just finished a $250 T-Rex Lego that was, I mean, it's this big. And it is an 18 plus, 18 years and older, and he's 7. And last year we did a Optimus Prime that was 18 plus, but I helped him a couple times. And I mean a couple. And on this one, he was, you don't help me find pieces, you're not allowed to do anything. You fucking sit there. I'm doing this by myself. And he did. But I had made the joke. Parker comes over, my fiance and her son, and I'd gotten Malachi a bunch of dope shit, and his mom did too. But when we were on tour in Florida, I got him this 3D printed T-Rex that like moved and articulated, and he got his own 3D printer. That was what his mom got him. But I had said to Parker, I was like, watch. He's got this Lego. He's got like 4 things that he specifically asked for as like his presents. And all he's going to give a fuck about tonight is that 3D printed, that $20 3D printed T-Rex. And all night, dude, he had like a Polaroid camera, this like Build-A-Box thing that shot discs, Nerf guns. And he was just like, man. I was like, I fucking told you. He's been that way since he's a kid, dude. It's just like the weird, like the sticky hand will hold his attention for 3 days, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I think his favorite thing was probably that 3D printer because now he can make his own.
Right.
It's so crazy. Yeah, it's at his mom's, but every day he comes over. Look what I made. And he's making shit for all of his friends.
Love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, last question. How do you want to be remembered?
Ooh. I think about this a lot. How I'd like to be remembered. Someone that took what I did really seriously. I don't know how I'd like to be remembered, honestly. Mm-hmm. I think honestly, I'd like people to just say, he was a good man. Mm-hmm. If I'm being honest, I think the word that would be used most by people close to me is intense. Mm. Intense is what I would imagine everyone close to me would say. I really give a fuck.
Yeah.
About my health, about being a coach, about being a dad, about being the baddest dude that's ever picked up a pen and pad. Like, that shit is so deep to me and it matters. And I know that's not everybody's trip. Like, I know there's a lot of cats that write shit about nothing and like just are making music to be a background, you know. Like, I think of like A Little Stranger. I love that for y'all. Like, I love that you write these songs that are kind of about nothing but sound cool and like facilitate a party. Like, I'm not not me, bro. I'm on some other shit. This shit's dead serious to me. It's dead serious to me. And maybe the driving force behind that is because when I think I want to be remembered as someone that really, that the shit that I was doing was deep, you know. Everything was really deep to me. I feel shit deeply and the shit matters to me. So I think to most people it comes off as intense. The people closest to me, I think it would come off intense. To me, it's bleeding passion for everything that I touch.
Yeah. I love that. And just as my reflection to you of, you know, I would say you're intense, but I would also say you love intensely, you know, you feel intensely, you care intensely. And so kudos to you for letting the lines blur to everything else you do.
Yeah, man. I think, and what's funny too, man, my fiance always shares all these memes of like, because she knows me from here. She didn't really know me from music. She didn't even really know that was actually a thing until we had been together for some time and I took her to a show. So she knows me as the like tattooed fight coach that everyone's scared of. You know, that's how she knows me. And then she's like, if they could see you, like, I spend most of my time with my head in her lap. Like, you know, I'm a fucking puppy, bro. I'm a dog.
Scratch my head.
Yeah. Tell me I'm doing good and rub my head. Yeah. So the dichotomy of man is what I seek and balance. But I appreciate you saying that because that is very true, man. If I love you, bro, I'll fucking ride for you. And that intensity is in all things. That passion is in all things, or I wouldn't do it. I just don't. I don't fuck with shit I'm not passionate about. Period. I don't give it a second of my energy because, yeah.
What is it? Ride fast, go hard.
Go fast, don't die.
Go fast, don't die. Yeah,
that's right.
Intense. Yeah. Well, Drew, thank you so much for the time again, and
thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, just who you are and what you're up to in the world. The world needs it, and I can't wait to hear this new music. And
I'll send you some right now.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Yeah, bro.
And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, sir. I will talk to you soon, brother.
Awesome, brother. Thank you. All right, friends. That brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for sharing your time, attention, and presence with Drew and I here today, and for being a part of that conversation. If this episode resonated with you, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it on your platforms. Not only does it help the show grow, it directly supports Drew and other artists and creators who are brave enough to share their stories here. Your engagement helps these conversations reach the people who need them most. So until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep following the common thread. It's a trust fall, baby, into everything I can't see. Human trying to hold on.